What is going on, everyone? Art at Patience Metal Fab, and I just got into the shop this morning to film on the MK2 Golf. You guys should be familiar with that build. It's really awesome. If you're not, I'll put a link up here and you can check it out. But if you recall in the last episode, we had it out at the dyno, it made some really good power, and best of all, we can move on to the next phase of this car, which is body and paint. Now, we don't do that in-house on a major scale, so Nick, the owner of the car, actually has a shop lined up that's gonna be doing that work. They're out there right now checking out the car for the first time and kind of assessing what needs to be done. For us, what it means is we're gonna have to get that car into the shop on a lift and tear everything out of it until it's a bare rolling chassis to get it over to the paint and body shop. And then eventually we're gonna be getting that car back to reassemble everything in its final form. Things are really starting to get exciting and we can kind of see the finish line. What I'm gonna do is go out there, chat with those guys, see what they think of the build so far, and then hopefully we flash forward to tearing that car apart. It's been a few weeks since I've done any filming on the MK2 Golf. That's because it was loaded up on a trailer and sent up to Fame Hot Rod, about an hour north of our shop. And I've been waiting for them to give me a progress report so I can get up there and do some filming. And it sounds like in the last couple of days, they've really started to move on that. So I'm gonna get up there, do a little tour of the shop, talk to the owner, see what the progress looks like, and then eventually I'm gonna circle back in maybe 3 to 4 weeks for them putting the final paint down. After that's all done, we're gonna get it back to PMF, and a lot of the components that are off at powder coat and anodizing should be done by then. We'll do a final reassembly. So there's lots of awesome stuff to come. Stick around, let's check out their shop. I'm about to do a little tour of Fame Hot Rod, but before I do, Bobby was kind enough to take a little time off his day. I saw you in the paint booth over there.
Yeah,
so
after it.
Yeah, I know you're not making money by talking to me. You're the owner of the company?
Yeah.
Cool. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, how this business got started, and what you're all about?
Okay, yeah, my name is Robert Mayer. It's a family-owned business. It started as a family. Been doing it for about 10 years now. We do light metal fabrication, full custom paint, full restoration, and upholstery.
So really start to finish builds. I assume a lot of classic cars. I'm already seeing a couple Chevy trucks and things out there. So the Mark II Golf, is that atypical for you?
No, the Mark II is actually something a little bit different, and us as a team are very excited about it. Same concept as the old restorations, just smaller and more unique. It's kind of nice to dabble into the Euro side of things and get our hands on this project.
I guess at the end of the day, it's all metal, so you can work on anything. And I would assume these days you're probably getting in more Euro, more JDM, because some of the classics are dying off a little bit or are already restored. So is there a new market pool coming your way?
Yeah, I've noticed in the last couple of years, some of that is coming around to us guys coming into our 40s. We're looking at the cars we drove in high school now, and yeah, those are starting to come in.
Yeah, and I guess in my example, I'm gearing up for a Datsun 280Z build, so a little bit of a classic JDM car, and I can totally see it being in a place like this for a paint body eventually.
Absolutely.
So speaking of the Mark II, I saw you guys are kind of grinding away at it. I haven't gotten a real close look, but what are the steps? What are we doing from here, and maybe how long? What's the time frame?
Yeah, so the process right now, obviously we did removal of everything. So we got the Euro kit off, pulled off all the parts that obviously we don't want metalwork and sparks getting onto. But from here, we sand the car down to bare metal and then start fitting door gaps, fender to door gaps, make sure everything's nice and tight, lined up, and then we move on to our bodywork. We started removing stuff last week, got everything bagged and tagged really nice, went over all the parts that were on there, making sure there was no damage, and if there was, documenting that. So once we get into the primer stage, we can repair that stuff. Right now, we're stripping the vehicle down to bare metal, which will be done by the end of the week. We start metal work the following week, which takes about a week on that car, small dents, small cracks, and then body and paint. We're thinking about 2 months, start to finish.
And that might sound like a long time for you guys, but that's actually a pretty quick time frame, and it's a misconception sometimes that projects can take multiple years, although I'm sure there are plenty that do. Same in the metal fabrication world. People will drop their cars off to us and think, all right, I'll pick it up in 3 or 4 months, and we go, nope, it'll be ready in 2 weeks. So depends on the project, but I know that you're placing priority on this one, especially for Nick. So we're excited to see progress. This isn't my last time coming down here. This is just the initial start, and I'll be up probably a few times before all is said and done, leading up to final paint. I'm gonna let Bobby get back to it because his time is literally money, and I'm gonna walk around the shop, see what they got going on. Well, that's a wrap. I want to thank Bobby over at Fame for having me over there. It's really exciting to see bodywork progress happening on that Mark II. That means it's getting to the final stages. And between now and final paint, I'm going to be getting some more footage, which I'm going to include in the next episode. And I can see by the end of that episode, actually getting the car trailer back to PMF and starting that reassembly process. So a ton of really cool content coming. If you guys aren't subscribed to the page, make sure you are. Please like this video, share it around, and I'll see you in the next one.